There was another horrible mass shooting over the weekend here in the United States, of course. And sadly, that's not the most notable part because these shootings have become so common. In this case, a Saudi Air Force officer shot 3 Americans dead and wounded 8 more people in Pensacola, Florida. Now, Trump came out and made a statement. It wasn't a strong statement, but it, I guess, communicated the condolences of the Saudi king and crown prince. It told us that the Saudi king and crown prince feel really bad about what happened, but they're good people and they're going to take care of the families that were victimized. Check out this video and realize that the Saudi royal family owns Donald Trump.
Spoke with the king of Saudi Arabia. They are devastated in Saudi Arabia. We're finding out what took place, whether it's one person or a number of people. And the king will be involved in taking care of families and loved ones. He feels very strongly. He's very, very devastated by what happened and what took place. Likewise, the crown prince. They are devastated by what took place in Pensacola. And I think they're going to help out the families very greatly. But right now, they send their condolences. And as you know, I've sent my condolences. It's a very shocking thing. And we'll find out. We'll get to the bottom of it very quickly.
The king and crown prince will be involved. They feel strongly. They are devastated. They will be taking care of people. What about the families who lost loved ones? What about, all of my friends in Pensacola, and I have a lot of friends there, who were shocked and traumatized by what has taken place in their community? What about the victims? Well, rest assured, multi-billionaire oligarchs in Saudi Arabia feel really bad that this happened, and they might throw some cash at the families. There is a double standard that exists on these mass shootings that has existed for a long time. So we now have a triple standard. Let me first tell you the double standard. The double standard has been, if the shooter is American or white, typically the shooters are American white dudes. It's immediately not about white supremacy, even if they have a manifesto that must have been satirical or they're falsely claiming that it was white supremacy. Themselves, the shooters themselves didn't even realize that it's not really about white supremacy. It's about video games. It's about parenting. It's about SSRI medications or the internet, Facebook, social media. It's about anything, right? Other than the demographic realities of the person who is the perpetrator. If the shooter is Muslim, this is about Islam. We've got to stop Muslim immigration, usually to the wrong countries. If you look at Trump's list from that Muslim ban, the problem is Islam. The problem is immigrants from the Middle East, except, and here's the triple standard, except if they're Saudis, in which case it's definitely not about Islam. It's not about the country of Saudi Arabia. The Saudis definitely aren't the problem. It's got to be something else. By the way, understand what Donald Trump is implying when he says that the Saudi crown prince and king are going to take care of the families. This is going to be Saudi blood money, which Saudi royalty will send to American families in order to get them to quiet down, in order to placate them. If Trump is to be believed, he may be lying. Trump lies all the time. We don't know. This is what they do in the Middle East to the families of terrorists. When you understand what's going on here. Your son, he went on a very important mission for us. He's a hero. He's a martyr. We are going to make sure you are taken care of. Every element of this is sick. It's basically another version of that, except in this case, they're talking about compensating the families of victims rather than the families of perpetrators, which sometimes die in suicide attacks. The Saudi king and prince are the devastated ones. Can you imagine? Now, to be clear, I was against that insane policy from Trump of shutting down Muslim immigration and all that stuff. If you were going to do such a policy, Trump also did it with the wrong countries. He didn't include the countries on the list that have actually been sources of individuals who commit acts of terror. None of it made sense. But what happened to the Donald Trump who, when foreigners from the Middle East commit an act of terror, the old Trump used to say we need to stop them from coming to the United States. They are the problem. Islam is the problem. We need a Muslim ban. All of a sudden here, it's a Saudi, and Trump comes out and is actually functioning as the press secretary of the Saudi royal family. Democrats need to pound home from now until the election that Donald Trump isn't standing up for them the mostly red state voters in the Florida Panhandle in this particular case. He's standing up for the Saudis. He's parroting the Saudis just like he did in the Khashoggi fiasco. This is unconscionable, but he has to be punished for it because otherwise nothing will happen. Nothing will happen unless we actually make sure that this is a story that remains in the public eye. Leave me a reply if you're watching on YouTube or send me a tweet at Pakman, where you should, of course, be following me as well. I want to hear what you think about this, about Donald Trump effectively being the press secretary of the Saudi royal family after a Saudi national commits a mass shooting in Pensacola, Florida. The next video is coming soon, but before you go to that, please hit subscribe and like. We're running a test. We believe that if everybody does this, this will hugely boost us in YouTube's algorithm, and then everybody wins. I'll report back to you how this works. Make sure before you go on to that next video, hit subscribe, hit like. Thank you so much.